Nike SB and how it changed sneaker culture forever. Picture this, it's the early 2000s, baggy jeans are in, flip phones are cool and skateboarding is still seen as rebellious, underground thing. Enter Nike SB, swooping in like a superhero to save us from boring sneakers. But here's the thing, Nike wasn't always the darling of the skate world. In fact, when they first tried to break into skateboarding in the 90s, they got about as much love as a pop-up ad. Skaters were like, nah, we're good with our Vans and DCs, thanks. But Nike, being Nike, wasn't about to give up that easily. In 2002, they came back swinging with Nike SB, and this time, they did their homework. They brought in Sandy Bodeker, a guy who knew more about skateboarding than Tony Hawk knows about the 900s. Sandy was like, alright, let's do this right. And boy, did they ever. First up, they decided to sell only the Nike SB shoes in core skate shops. It was like they were saying, we're not here to take over, we're here to be part of the family. And you know what? It worked. Skaters started to think, hey, maybe these Nike guys aren't so bad after all. But the real game changer, the Nike SB Dunk. Now, the Dunk wasn't new. It had been around since 1985 as a basketball shoe. But Nike SB took these old school kicks and gave it a makeover, cooler than a teenager's first car. They beefed up the tongue, added zoom air insoles, and boom, a skate shoe was born. And let me tell you, these weren't your grandpa's Dunks. Nike SB started dropping colorways that were wilder than a house party on prom night. Remember the Pigeon Dunks? They caused actual riots in New York City. People were lining up for days, camping out like they were waiting for the next iPhone. It was madness, I tell you. But it wasn't just about the hype. Nike SB was doing something that no one else was doing. They turned sneakers into art. They collaborated with everyone, from skate shops to artists to hip-hop stars. Each release told a story, like the Tiffany Dunk that looks like they were straight out of a jewelry box, or the Freddy Krueger Dunks that were scarier than actually watching Nightmare on Elm Street. And here's the kicker, these collaborations weren't just slapping a logo on a shoe. They were thoughtful, creative, and sometimes downright weird. Like the skunk dunks that looked like, well, a skunk. Or the lobster dunks that came with a rubber band around them like a real lobster claw. It was like Nike SB was saying, hey, who says sneakers have to be serious? This approach didn't just change how people saw Nike, it changed how people saw sneakers, period. Suddenly, sneakers weren't just something you wore, they were something you collected, traded, and obsessed over. That's why this channel exists. Nike SB turned sneakerheads into sneaker maniacs, but it wasn't all smooth sailing. Some old school skaters still saw Nike as the big, bad corporation trying to muscle in on their turf. But you know what? Nike SB didn't back down. They kept supporting skaters, sponsoring events, and most importantly, making great shoes. They signed up skaters like Paul Rodriguez and Stefan Janowski, giving them their own pro models. The Janowski in particular became so popular that even your mom probably has a pair. It crossed over from skate shoes to everyday fashion, faster than you can say kick flip. And let's talk about the impact on sneaker culture as a whole. Before Nike SB, limited releases were rare, but Nike SB made every drop feel like an event. They'd release shoes in small batches, sometimes only at certain stores. It was like a treasure hunt, but instead of gold, you were looking for fresh kicks. This created a whole new ecosystem in the sneaker world. Reselling became a thing. People would buy sneakers not to wear them, but to sell them for a profit. It was like the stock market but for sneakers. And just like the stock market, it could be a wild ride. But it wasn't just about making money. Nike SB created a community. Sneakerheads would gather at stores, swapping stories and info about upcoming releases. Online forums blew up with people discussing every detail of every shoe. It was like a secret club, but instead of a password, you needed to know the difference between a high top and a low top. And the influence spread beyond just sneakers. The streetwear fashion boom, you can trace a lot of that back to Nike SB. Brands like Supreme and Stussy, which collaborated with Nike SB, became household names. Suddenly, it was cool to wear skate brands, even if you couldn't tell a nose grind from a nollie. But perhaps the biggest change Nike SB brought was in how we view collaborations. Before Nike SB, collaborations in the sneaker world were pretty rare. But Nike SB showed that when you bring together different creative minds, magic happens. They collaborated with everyone from local skate shops to high-end fashion designers. This opened the floodgates. Now every sneaker brand out there is doing collabs left and right. It's like, if you haven't done a collab, are you even a real sneaker brand? And it's not just sneaker brands collaborating with each other. We've got sneakers inspired by movies, TV shows, foods, you name it. And we can trace a lot of that back to Nike SB. Here is the thing. Nike SB didn't just change sneaker culture. They changed culture. Period. They showed that a subculture like skateboarding could influence mainstream fashion. They proved that sneakers could be more than just shoes. They could be art. They could be statements. They could even be investments. Let's not forget the impact on skateboarding itself. Nike SB's entry into the market raised the bar for everyone. Suddenly, skate shops weren't just about function. They had to look good too. Other brands had to set up their game, which meant better shoes for skaters everywhere. Now, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. There have been controversies, like when Nike SB tried to release a shoe inspired by the Betsy Ross flag, which some people saw as problematic. But even these controversies showed how much cultural weight Nike SB carried. When they spoke, or in this case designed, people listened. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to appreciate how much Nike SB has changed the game. They turned sneaker releases into events. They made it cool to obsess over the tiniest details of a shoe. They brought together skate culture, street culture and high fashion in a way that have never been done before. They're still pushing boundaries, still making us rethink what a sneaker can be. So next time you're lacing up your favorite kicks, take a moment to think about the impact of Nike SB. Whether you're a skater, a sneakerhead, or someone who just appreciates a cool pair of shoes, you're part of the culture that Nike SB helped shape. That's the story of how Nike SB changed sneaker culture forever. From causing riots with pigeons to making it cool to wear lobsters on your feet, they're giving us one hell of a ride. And the best part, it feels like they're just getting started. You know what I'm about to say. This channel is just getting started as well. Comment down below what I can improve in my content, and it will become better and better.